Welcome to this guided meditation. And I invite you to build a sanctuary in your mind. And remember that as you're building this sanctuary, you have everything you require, including lots of money. Because in your imagination, everything is possible. So let's begin with the size and shape and design, because it's entirely up to you. So let's begin with choosing a location. Where would you like your sanctuary to be? It can be either real or imagined. On a mountaintop, floating over the ocean, on the moon. Create the landscape as you please. Add rivers, rock formations, greenery, flowers. What do you want the outside to look like? What size is it? What shape? What color? What kind of an entry does it have? Knowing that your sanctuary is special, it permits only you to enter. How does it know it's you? Do you have a special key? Does it read your handprint? Or are there secret words? Or does it just recognize you? And know whenever you enter or exit your sanctuary, you are automatically passing through pure white love. Know that as you do, you are surrounded, filled, and protected, healed, and loved. And that here, there is only that which is for your highest good, and for the highest good of all concerned. And it is in this place that you find your inner wisdom. It knows everything about you, and it cares for you totally and loves you unconditionally. And as you bring your awareness to this master teacher, to this inner wisdom, it automatically shows up. In this place, there are no limitations other than the ones that you place here. This is a limitless place. So let's begin. So take a moment now and just get comfortable where you're sitting. Close your eyes and simply be aware of your breath. Follow it in and out. Don't try to breathe. Don't consciously alter your rhythm of breathing. Just follow the breath as it naturally flows in and out. And if you get lost in thoughts, return to your breath. And invite in your inner wisdom. Let's call it your master teacher. And invite your master teacher to be here in this beautiful place with you. As you breathe and relax, imagine your master teacher kneeling behind your chair and gently whispering into your ear a few words of encouragement. Words that you will use often on your path, whether it be from illness to health, from negative thinking to positive focus, from a fear of death to affirming life. Know that there are just a few words, maybe 3 or 4 or 5. Take a moment now and listen carefully. Your master teacher is repeating them over and over. Listen. What are they? As your master teacher repeats them, relax. Let them go deep. Hear them repeated over and over. And notice how after a while, it becomes hard to tell if the words are coming from your master's mouth or from inside your own head. Thank your master teacher for giving you those words. And as you thank your master teacher, just see it gently move away, back to where it came from. And turn your attention back to your heart center. where here you see your words of encouragement, almost like they were painted on a wall of your mind in large golden letters. And just look at them. And as you look at them, you realize that these aren't just words of encouragement. They are an accurate statement about you, here and now. Notice that there's a pedestal in front of you. And there's a gift from your master teacher on this pedestal. What is it? It represents your words of encouragement in a symbolic yet physical way. And now take a deep breath. Let the words touch your heart. Whenever you feel challenged on your path, remember that those are not just words, but a fundamental truth about you. And take a moment now and thank your sanctuary for being here whenever you need it. And as you leave your sanctuary, the door automatically locks and is only available to you. And now, bring your attention back to the room, back to this time and place, and gently open your eyes. And join with me in affirming, and so it is.
Windy-yahoo, windy-yahoo, windy-yah, oh, 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 hey-yahoo, hey-yahoo, yeah, yeah, yeah. ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Windy-ah-oh, windy-ah-oh, windy-ah, windy-ah, oh, 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 hey-ah-oh, hey-ah-oh, ya, 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 ya. Gate, gate, aragate, arasamgate, bodhiswaha. 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 Gate, gate, Aragati, Parasamgati, Bodhi Swaha, Gati Gati, Aragati, Parasamgati, Bodhi Swaha, Gati Gati, Paragati, Parasamgati, Bodhi Swaha, Gati Gati, Paragati, Parasamgati, Bodhi Swaha, Gati Gati, Paragati, Parasamgati, Bodhi
Tumamina, 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 Somedla. 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 Tumamina, 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 Somedla.
Welcome to Unity.
Good morning, everybody. We're so pleased that you are here with us. If we look like we're happy, it's because we can't share it with you. Anyway, I'm so appreciative of your presence here, especially those of you who are online, the groups that are worshiping with us today, and everybody here in the sanctuary. A hearty welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Hamilton. And my name is Marcia Daly. And to start us rolling with our program today is Emilio Zaras. He's our singer. And he will be singing Get Out of the Way. And that's written by Eddie Watkins Jr. And I believe we got to do something in there. It's interactive.
Sure. Sing along. Run around fixing this and that, giving it up to God and then taking it back. Just release and let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more. Get out of the way, sing. Get out of the way. Get out of the way and let God do His thing. Look like the weight of the world's on your back. Just take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. You couldn't change what is if you wanted to. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way and let God do His thing. All right, dance tonight. You can dance if you want. Sun's gonna shine and the river's gonna flow. The tide's gonna rise without your say-so. The universe is working and the good is flowing. You don't plant the seed, then dig it up and see if it's growing. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way and let God do His thing.
That's the only time when someone can say get out of the way and they're not being rude.
Right.
To take us on our spiritual journey today, Reverend Anne Ahokangas.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing?
Great.
And how are you at home? It's so good to see you. I'm Rev Anna Hokangas, and it's my pleasure to be here with you today. And if it's your first time online, welcome. Please put a comment in the live chat or in the comment section below and let us know that you're here. So let's start with what our core values are. You know, we've been in Hamilton here and broadcasting online, not since 1937, but we've been here since 1937, and we've been broadcasting online for the last 5 years. So our core values, would you say that with me? Diversity, generosity, gratitude, integrity, love, spirit-led, and wisdom. And let's begin with my favorite thing to do, and that is to connect with the spirit within. I'll call it opening intention. And I speak it in the first person, present tense, and positive, because there is only one thing going on here, spirit. So close your eyes if that's comfortable. I know there is only one divine presence, one divine resource, one divine source, and it is everywhere, seen and unseen. And I know it is being my life and the life of everyone on this planet. It is beautiful, it is love, it is everything good. And I know that underneath everything that is going on is this beloved source, guiding, protecting, supporting, and allowing for the perfect and right things to unfold. And so in this moment, I take a deep breath, and I just let go of all my concerns. And just know that love prevails in every situation. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but I trust in the process. And I know that peace begins with me. So today I choose to be a beacon of peace, an epitome of peace, an example of peace. I choose to live from a place of peace. For I know that it permeates out from me. And Spirit says yes, and peace becomes my reality. So with a grateful heart, I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming. And so it is. So let's sing this song together if that's comfortable. It's a quiet one, but it's beautiful. In the Stillness by Karen Drucker.
In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. And I rest in trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is peace. And you can sing it with me as well. In the stillness of this, in the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is love. There is love. In the stillness of this moment, there is love. There is love. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is love. Sweet love. Sweet love. In the stillness of this moment, I feel love. I feel love. In the stillness of this moment, I feel love. I feel love. And I rest stillness of this moment, I feel love. In the stillness of this moment, I am peace. I am peace. In the stillness of this moment, I am peace. I am peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment I am peace. I am love. I am peace. I am love. I am peace. I am love. I am peace. I am peace. I am love. I am peace. I am peace. I am peace. I am peace.
Wonderful. I hope you are really at peace. And our word for today, radiate peace. And the affirmation, I am infinite potential. I radiate peace.
Doesn't sound like you're going through the speakers. Can you hear her up there?
I can hear her voice from her, but I'm not sure.
When I think of inner peace, I picture the eye of a hurricane. Even with the swirling chaos and turmoil, its center is calm and undisturbed. As I turn my awareness to infinite potential from the outer realms of the world and the chattering of my personality, I am peaceful. I radiate peace regardless of outer circumstances. Inner peace and equanimity are effects of my infinite potential. I claim my divinity. I am serene in my relationships and interactions regardless of circumstances. My thoughts and attitudes are focused on and from peace. With this practice, I experience inner stillness from my calm and deep infinite potential. I choose peace. I choose not to be disturbed by anything. I am the eye of the storm.
And so we sing a new song, Eye of the Storm, by Ray Stevenson. When the solid ground is falling down from underneath my feet, between the black skies and the red eyes, I can barely see. And when I feel like I've been let down by my friends and my family, I can feel the rain reminding me. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. When the hopes and dreams are far from me and I'm running out of faith, I see the future I pictured slowly fade away. And when the tears of pain and heartache are pouring down my face, I find my peace in Jesus' name. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. And when they let me go, I just don't know how I'm gonna make ends meet. I did my best, now I'm scared to death that we might lose everything. And when the sickness takes my child away and there's nothing I can do, my only hope is to trust you. I trust you, Lord, in the eye of the storm. You remain in control. In the middle of the war, guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. You remain in control. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. In the eye of the storm.
Ah, beautiful. So today we're looking anger in the eye. So we're going to look at anger, peace, and miracles. So there's a story I'd like to tell. Maybe it's sort of a joke, maybe. So there was this man and his daughter, and she was saying to him, you know, I'm learning some things at school, Dad, and one of them is anger and frustration. So what's the difference between anger and frustration, Dad? And he says, well, let me give you a real life example. So she goes, okay. So he says, just pick a number at random from the phone book. Imagine there was a phone book, because there aren't such things anymore. And so they pick a number at random, and he calls the number. And he says, hello, can I speak to Marvin? There's no Marvin here. Would you be more careful and just look at the number that you're dialing, and slams the phone down. And the dad says, that's anger, or sort of anger. He says, okay, now let's call that number again. So he calls the number again and says, can I speak to Marvin? I told you to be more careful, because it's not very nice that you keep calling here. Look at the number and be more careful. Slams the phone down again. The dad looks at the daughter and says, no, that's more like anger. Okay. So then he dials the number again. And the fellow says, hello. He says, hi, this is Marvin. Has anybody called for me? That's frustration. Okay, so let's look at anger. Anger is an emotional protective device. Think about that. That when you experience anger, it's an emotional protective device. Would you agree with that? And maybe you'll have to think about that a little bit. So think about this. Any time that you've been angry, why is that? What ultimately is underneath all of that? Because you wanted someone to behave in a different way. Maybe it was even you, that you wished that you behaved in a different way, right? So it's sort of a control thing, isn't it? And so how is anger an emotional protective device? Well, they say that there are 5 stages to grief, and one of them is anger. But anger is usually after the shock and the depression of the actual situation. There's anger, and anger actually propels you to action, right? Because you feel as though you have to do something when you're angry, don't you? Stomp, yell, beat, whatever it is. And yet it's an opportunity to go to what we call the eye of the storm and say, what's really going on here? So maybe you can relate to this. So the power of perception, this is a story from the book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I thought rather than paraphrasing it, I thought I would read it to you. So in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the author is Stephen Covey. He tells a well-known story about an incident on a subway. So this is actually from the book. I was riding a subway on Sunday morning in New York. People were sitting quietly reading papers or resting with their eyes closed. It was a peaceful scene. Then a man and his children entered the subway car. The man sat next to me and closed his eyes, apparently oblivious to his children, who were yelling, throwing things, even grabbing people's papers. I couldn't believe he could be so insensitive. Eventually, with what I felt was unusual patience, I turned and said, "Sir, your children are disturbing people. I wonder if you couldn't control them a little bit more?" The man lifted his gaze as if he saw the situation for the first time. "Oh, you're right," he said. "I guess I should do something about it. We just came from the hospital where their mother died about an hour ago. I don't know what to think, and I guess they don't know how to handle it either." Suddenly, I saw things differently. And because I saw differently, I felt differently. I behaved differently. My irritation vanished. I didn't have to worry about controlling my attitude or my behavior. My heart filled with compassion. "Your wife just died? Oh, I'm so sorry. Can you tell me about it? What can I do to help?" Everything changed in an instant. And you know, how many times have each of us perhaps had that kind of a situation where we made an assumption? And maybe sometimes we got angry at times when we couldn't find out what the real underlying reason was, but we made an assumption about something. I mean, I was thinking about anger myself and how often I've had opportunities, and this was really interesting by Jennifer Hadley, and then I'll share my own. "I've had so much experience being an emotional drama queen," she says, "mostly being angry and argumentative. It was such a miserable way to live. I was the cause of my own unhappiness, being critical and complaining constantly. It was as though I felt God had died and left me in charge of judging everything." And I guess that's the reminder here, is that there is just so much more going on than we know. Including even, and I want you to really stretch your faith here, even in terms of the war that's going on right now in the world, in the Ukraine. There is more going on here than we understand. And how can we be loving and compassionate instead of angry, frustrated, or hopeless instead? Just a question. I don't have an answer for you, but I believe that Spirit is always loving, always supportive, always there guiding and moving us into a better and better place. And I trust that, and I believe in that, and I live my life that way, and I invite you to consider that every time that you move into perhaps the lower level of anger, which is frustration. And this is Jennifer Hadley again. I became afraid of my emotions, and anger was the only one that felt safe to me. And so when you think about that too, in meeting somebody who's angry all the time, or maybe they don't seem like it with their expressions, but you can feel it. Have you ever been with someone and you just know that they are an angry person? They might be smiling, even saying the right things, but you can feel it. And maybe they just haven't been safe. They haven't felt safe, and maybe that's you. Maybe you've experienced that. So I'll share with you a couple of times that I recall being angry that I'm willing to share. And the first was, we were in a business, and we still have it. It's called the Pure Store, and we make natural products. And we were at the One of a Kind show in Toronto. And there are generally 100,000 people that go through that show in the 10 days, 11 days that it's on, when it's on at Christmas time. And they really tried to marshal all of the people who are with booths and things and setting up and taking down in such a way that it doesn't create havoc for the traffic, havoc in the building, all those kind of things. And we were in the furthest corner of the building from where we had to bring all of our stuff when we unpacked, to bring it to the car and that kind of thing. You couldn't drive the car in, you had to haul it all. And they told us we could not use any other doors. Now, there was an exit door right next to us, and stairs, and a street that there was nobody on right outside those doors. And I was being a good doobie. Randy was being a good doobie. We were packing, we were hauling things back and forth. And in the middle of that, I mean, it's the end of 11 days, we're exhausted. We don't even have a voice left. We've been speaking for 12 hours straight every day. We're just tired. And this one dude starts bringing his stuff to his car through that exit door, or he's about to. Well, this person, who's usually pretty patient, went to the door, and I stood there with my arms out. And I was pissed. And I said, if you go through that door, I'm going to hit you in the face. And I put my dukes up. And he's looking at me like, I don't know what to do with this. I was just so mad that how could he dare to do something outside of the rules? Like, our car was almost full, like and he's only just starting. You could just imagine. Anyway, I felt terrible after, but in the moment, I don't know if he had done anything, if I would have actually duped him, but I was close. So, I mean, have you ever found yourself in a situation where it's just so uncontrollable, this feeling of rage and anger and how dare you, that you just aren't the person that you thought you would be? And I mean, it's part of our human nature. But that it is a choice. We get to choose when we respond or don't respond in certain ways. You can actually learn to have trust and place your faith in spirit by being loving first to yourself. So the second incident was, we were at a cottage, and it was my boyfriend's cottage at the time. He wasn't my husband then, my first husband. And there was a lot of people. They were camping on the property and all of that. And you know the kind of hoopla that goes on. People are drinking and singing and doing crazy things, and there's a bonfire. And my boyfriend at the time said or did something, I don't even know what it was. But he did something, and I got so mad that I started to just walk. Now remember, it's like 20 miles from anywhere. It's pitch black out in the wilderness. It's a gravel road. There are bears and skunks. And I'm pissed. And I'm marching down the road. Now, at that age in my life, I expected the person who loved me to follow me, to come and get me. You know, like when you stomp out of a room, you expect somebody to come and get you. Well, I'm stomping for what feels like about 30 minutes until I finally calm down and I stop, and it's pitch black. I can barely see the road. And I think, oh no, now what? I've probably got another hour to get to the highway. Or do I turn around with my tail between my legs and walk back? Well, I was no longer angry by the time I got back, and nobody even missed that I was gone. That was the worst part. So how does anger serve us? That's humbling after the fact. But it's also almost like an animal instinct. It takes over and we don't think. And it's to be able to stop in the midst of some crazy reaction and to just take a deep breath. Some people have said, count to 10 before you say anything. Well, I had a friend of mine who would go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like, no, that wasn't enough time to calm down. So whatever strategy you find, it'll be yours alone. So are you ready to stop stuffing your emotions and trying to hide them? Because really, we don't want to hide them either. You want to really express them, but how can you express them in a way that's healthy for you and doesn't put you in a situation on a dark road with bears and skunks? You can learn the power of feeling your emotions without stoking those fires and simply learn to observe them without giving into them. And I believe that you can, and the 2 examples I gave you, it took me a while to get to that place, but I didn't have the training I have today. So how about you? Can you think of a time when you were in a rage? And did it take you very long to calm down? And if the same thing were to happen today, would it take you very long to calm down, or would you even be in a rage today? It's a good question, isn't it? So how are you at allowing yourself to experience your emotions and letting them be expressed rather than holding them in to fester and ferment? I was in the beauty business for 40 some odd years. And so you needed to be happy and pleasant and nothing going on in your life to really be the most effective person that I could be for my clients. And so I didn't show my emotions, so I didn't get a lot of training on that, and I swallowed them. And as a consequence, ended up with stomach issues and different things. Some people get cancer, some people get other illnesses. If you don't find a way to vent them in a healthy way. I couldn't do it at work, and at that time in my life, I was working a lot of hours. So I used to go out to the bar and drink. And that really didn't let things go. I'd dance and I'd holler with my friends and I'd drink, and the next day I'd start again. So I've found much healthier ways to handle that today. But how do you allow yourself to experience your emotions? Are you embarrassed when you burst out laughing, or you burst out crying, or you have a uncomfortable feeling in public? And why is that? And maybe if you allowed yourself to have them more often, you'd have them less, or you wouldn't care. I don't know. I don't know the answer. They're just questions for you to think about. It can feel safe to have your emotions with practice and allow them to go through you, because they're not who you are. You're spirit in action. And there is a part of you, an oasis, an eye of the storm, that is untouched, where peace and joy and love resides, and it's right at the core of who you are. And it's to learn to believe in yourself enough to know that you can go there exactly when you need to. So have you ever felt so intensely upset by things? Have you? I mean, I think every one of us can. This dude looks pretty intense, doesn't he? The spiritual practice of non-judgment and forgiveness is easier when you become more aware of your feelings. And that's, I believe, even in these courses that people have to take in anger management, that's what they're learning, is to be aware of when they get their buttons pushed. You have a still small voice, but it's actually in many cases a still small feeling. And you only can hear it if you stop to feel it, to listen to it. And that still small voice, if you're not sure what that is, that's the spirit within. And it may be quietly saying, you know, you might consider doing things differently. Or maybe it feels like something. It can be deeply healing to cultivate the feelings that you'd like to experience. I love this picture of this tiger. That's how I feel when I feel healed. Just like, you know. So let's look at peace. Mother Teresa says, people are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give the best you've got anyway. Don't worry about everybody else. The spiritual practice of non-judgment and non-violence can be your source of infinite patience and love. And it begins inside your own mind. Dogs aren't very patient when you put one of those things on them, are they?
No.
Though after a while, they resign themselves to the fact that, okay. And you know what? Sometimes people do things that make no sense. Have you ever lost perspective and then suffered or made crazy choices? I've got a crazy picture there of a girl with a knife. Have you ever been deliberately unkind, selfish, or hurtful? Or responded without thinking or been rude? I think we all have. Sometimes, certainly not intentionally. I mean, there are people who intentionally do it, but I've come to recognize that they're really hurt people, trying to hurt people. The practice of non-judgment invites you to look at your motivations and intentions, to choose the most loving intention regardless of where your emotions are. It is the daily practice of walking in spirit, like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, put on the ruby slippers and remembered her personal power that could take her back home. So it's almost like putting on your ruby red slippers when you're feeling angry and tapping your heels. If you hate the one who hates, you've lost your power. You are wearing their shoes and they can never fit. If you're rude to the one who is rude, you're living someone else's pain. If you have no compassion for the one who has no compassion, you're spending your precious energy magnifying someone else's hurt. You know, we call that sacred service. That what you think about when you look at someone else, you actually cause it to grow. So to give sacred service is to see with the eyes of love no matter what's going on. Not with pity, not with any of those things, but with love. Every moment you choose whose shoes you'll stand in. Every moment you can choose again and choose the course of your life. So shall we all get a pair of red slippers, ruby red slippers? I'll have them for you next week. When I make the highest choice I can reach for in the moment, I lift the world. Want to say that with me? When I make the highest choice I can reach for in the moment, I lift the world. So would you like to have a personal practice of nonviolence that takes you back home to the spiritual truth? Would you? Then say this one with me. I am one with all that is. And I believe that when you allow that statement, I am one with all that is, to really land, it's a good place to start. So are you ready to cultivate peace, harmony, joy, freedom, and the feeling of abundance and wholeness? Because you can cultivate those things. These spiritual qualities have vibrational matches you can feel, and you can cultivate them and attune to them. It just takes practice and willingness. And I know I've come a long way when I can even look at things like the war in Ukraine, and though it does affect me and I have compassion, I'm not angry. I just wonder what's really going on and what will happen and what's my role in it. What can I do here that can make a difference? And that's not the way I used to be. So I invite you to think about that. When you're vibrating with the frequency of love or abundance, you'll be attracting more experiences of love and abundance into your life, because like attracts like. It's that easy. Maybe not simple, but it's that easy. If you're willing, Spirit will lead you and guide you. It's your birthright. Go for it. So go within when you're having a moment. Go within and ask for that still small voice or that still small feeling. So let's look at miracles. When it feels like there's no way, Spirit can still make a way. That's the miracle. And it's not really a miracle, it's a natural occurring situation when you know in your core that Spirit will always find a way. I've had that experience, have you? When you thought everything was lost, somehow, some way. Maybe it's 5 years later and you look back and say, I don't know how I survived, but yet here I am. When it feels like only failure is possible, Spirit can still succeed. When it feels like all is lost, Spirit can show me what's valuable. When you're feeling angry, hopeless, helpless, then you've left God out of the equation. That's the real reason you feel so angry, down, and desperate. Do you believe that? And if you don't, why don't you try it on for size? Try God on for size and see if it makes a difference. You can feel despair, anger because of what's happening in the world, but your upset is really because you're not allowing Spirit to lead you, guide you, and direct you. So I invite you as you move forward to ask Spirit to guide you. Even if you start every day with, Spirit, I'm open to this guidance. You can change your mind. You can go another way, Spirit's way. Because every direction is another opportunity. So we looked anger in the eye. How does it feel? Do you feel like you might be able to control it a bit better? So let's say this. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blissed to be pissed. And let's sing this song that's been written by Karen Drucker. Too blessed to be stressed.
This is a fun song. I get to say pissed in church. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Not gonna let it get me down. Not gonna let it push me over. Not gonna let me run around, 'cause I know the truth. I'm too blessed to be stressed. grateful I am wide awake. Yes, yes, I am grateful for each passing day. Yes, yes, I am grateful. I am grateful. Oh, I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Sing it. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too grateful to be hateful. I'm too blessed to be pissed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. I'm too blessed to be. I'm so stressed. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Emilio. That was wonderful and very timely for the message. So what was your takeaway today? I'm taking away 3 things. I'm taking away that I will observe without giving in to emotions. It's actually easier said than done. But, you know, I can work on that. Because they're not who I am, because I am spirit in action. My second takeaway, when it feels like there is no way, spirits can still find a way. And my third, when you're feeling angry or desperate, you've left God out of the equation. How about that? So I hope you have your takeaways for today and that you'll take them into the week even. And now it's our time to give back a portion of that which we have been given. If you're here in a sanctuary, we accept your offering in the envelopes at the back of the chair, but if you're online, you may send an e-transfer. And we will give thanks as you open your hearts to support the work that's being done in this community. So let us say together, divine love that I am, blesses all I give and all I receive. Our next song, Through It All, is God, by Deirdre Francois.
I can shout out in anger or think before I speak. I can choose to be strong or surrender at your feet. I can reach like soothe like the breeze. All of this is all of you and me. In and through it all is God. In and through it all is love. I am here to be a mirror, to reflect the divine in you, because in and through it all is God. Life can play a soft, sweet melody or screech in tragedy. It can wrap you in its arms or bring you humbly to your knees. It can bring so much suffering or joy and harmony. All of this is all of you and me, because in and through it all is God. In and through it all is love. I am here to be a mirror, to reflect the divine in you, because in and through it all is God. It's what it takes to live this human experience. It's what it takes to awaken to our souls. It's what it takes to recognize our wholeness. Because with God's love in and through it all, we are whole. In and through it all is God. In and through it all is love. I am here to be a mirror to reflect the divine in you. Because in and through it all is God. In and through it all is God. In and through it all is love. I am here to be a mirror to reflect the divine in you. In and through it all is God. In and through it all is God.
Amen. Wonderful. We are here to pray with you, whether it's a prayer of celebration, gratitude, support, or anything that's on your mind. We will pray that prayer in our hearts for you. And you may send your prayer requests to prayer@unityspiritualcenter.com. And what do you know? We're at the end of our service. And so we'll pray out with the prayer of protection.
So why don't you read this one with me? The light of God surrounds you. I am the light. The love of God enfolds you. I am the love. The power of God protects you. I am the power. The presence of God watches over you. I am the presence. Wherever you are, God is. Wherever I am, God is. And all is well. Amen. And let's end it with our favorite song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. And feel it, knowing that it goes out from us.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And thank you everyone for coming. Those of you online, thank you for being here. We'll see you next week. And remember, I love you, we love you, Spirit loves you. And so it is.